Where my dogs at?
Hi guys.
See, if you're not
with another episode. This is TVTS.
Their voice, their story.
Their voice, their story, and we today have a very special guest.
Wait, you gonna say who you are first? I've forgotten who you are.
You haven't.
Our subscribers might not know.
I'm Shaneka, and this is
I'm Charlene.
Charlene, yes, and we have a very special guest.
5-time global winning.
Stop it.
You may have seen him in some
movies,
up and coming short films.
Yeah,
everything.
Some modelling skits.
Yeah, can't lie.
Yeah.
So he's on the up and coming.
Anywhere. You won't see me anywhere.
Over 1K followers on the gram.
No, it's not. It's near a mil. What do you mean 1K? Don't embarrass him.
I meant a mil. What's your Insta?
Yo.
What's your handle?
See, at this point,
What's your
I need
handle?
help. What I'm saying, but it's too.
What's your
it's
handle?
Cool. It's cool.
What's your handle?
Nothing. Don't worry about
Okay.
We'll put all his DLs in the
Don't worry. You know where to find him. Ladies, are you single?
Yeah.
Wow, she went straight in. We didn't even let him warm up.
There's nothing.
Such an eligible bachelor.
I know.
My name, you know.
Bachelor.
I know, but they don't know his name.
Don't worry. That's a nice part. Like they get the accolades before the name.
My girl said, "Are you single?" Whoa.
So he's single. He's free, ladies.
Lord have
Hit
mercy.
him up.
I never said free.
Oh, sorry.
Just single.
Oh, you got some pipelines.
Wow, allow it.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on here?
Right, pause, rewind.
What is going on?
I'm gonna take over.
Yes, please.
So we are super excited. So we've got lots of juice topics for you guys. We are. I'll just get straight into it, actually. Yeah, man ain't here to play games. Time is money. Money is time.
Oh my God.
Is that the saying?
Yep.
Fantastic. Right, so Farroah, we've got a quick little game for you. Quick this or that. You're not allowed to ask. You just have to say whatever one comes to mind first. Just quick, boom, boom, boom. No explanation. I don't want to hear why, what, in what circumstance. Depends on. Just go for it. Okay. You all know how this goes. Just.
All right.
Right. Day or night.
Day.
Text or call.
That's a lie.
Cool.
Oh Lord. Can you let him have his moment?
Oh, sorry.
What's going
All right,
on
guys.
here?
Sorry.
No, what's going on here? This is what we're doing. Oh, okay.
I wanted to sabotage.
Okay.
Text or call.
Okay, cool.
Arts for permission or forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Surprised or planned.
Surprised. Nah, fuck a surprise. Planned.
Planned. Spit or swallow.
No, you have to answer the question. There's no
like,
why. It
why?
could mean
Pure
anything.
is pure. It could be,
Both.
wow. Win lottery or find a soulmate.
Lottery.
Oh no way.
Yeah,
bad breath or
soulmates.
bad breath or body odor.
Sorry, bad breath
Or
or
body
odor. Body odor.
Wow.
Be embarrassed or afraid.
Embarrassed.
Group or one-to-one.
One-to-one.
Loud or quiet.
What is this?
Quiet.
Lies. Logic or emotion.
Logic. It's got to be.
Passion or stability.
I feel like every guy will say it.
Can you do both? Can't have both.
Nope.
We told you the roles already.
Sorry. Passion.
Cherished or respected.
Respected.
Success or happiness.
Happiness.
Growth or security.
Growth.
Soap or shower gel.
Soap.
I can't get people that don't use soap. I find that so strange. What are you?
Shower gel. You're definitely.
I
shower
use
gel.
both.
I use both.
You do shower gel. Don't lie. You don't do soap.
What the hell?
Wait,
I
how
said
do we?
I do both.
How do we? No comment.
Listen, it's a guess.
Yeah.
If you guys,
A very wild guess. I do both.
I bet it's an accurate guess though.
No, it's not.
You ain't got one soap.
I do.
One soap in your yard. Tell the truth. Tell
I
the truth. Tell the
have loads
truth.
of soap bars
That's
in my
so bad.
house.
You ain't got
That's so
none.
bad, man.
You ain't got no soap. Just bare shower gel.
What's going
Tell the
on?
truth,
I
tell the
use
truth.
soap every day. I use soap and then I use shower
Yeah, I
gel.
have to
Not
use
to
soap
wash your
first.
hands like that, you know. I'm talking like
No,
with
to
your
wash-
body.
Okay, do you guys use
Your body
flannel?
wash. You body wash.
Is this what we're doing?
No, you body wash.
Is this what we're doing?
No, what do you use?
Is this
Alright,
what we're doing?
what's your shower gel? Quick
Dove.
one. That's not your shower gel, bro.
That is my
No,
shower
what's
gel.
Is your shower gel?
Dove as well.
Is your
Dove
shower
as
gel?
well.
Is your shower gel, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What else? I know you got a Ray selection.
No, I don't.
Tell the truth.
There's
Why are
different
you lying?
flavors of Dove.
Okay, so do you guys use flannel or sponge?
I use sponge.
I thought Jamaican men use flannels, and I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
do.
why.
They do.
But I
It's an
got a
old
next
school
thing.
thing.
No, I got a next thing that I got from somewhere. It's like a mesh.
Oh, like the body
Yeah,
scrubs, but the long
exfoliating.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Africans use
The
that.
African
Yeah.
thing there.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that what you use?
No, I don't. I use this scrub.
Yeah, it means apparently they're really unhygienic.
What is
I
it?
can
The
imagine. Yeah, I can
circle
imagine.
sponges. What are they called? Floaters.
No, they're not. They're called scrubs, innit?
Well, those things are like. Yeah, apparently they're mad unhygienic.
Them
see
like
why.
big things. Like
Yeah.
on the skin.
Yeah.
And they use for your foot. Oh, in the
No.
foot thing.
You know the one. It's
The
basically
circle.
the one that you use, but they've
It's
like.
not the one that I use. Don't do that.
Oh my
Don't
god,
do that.
this guy.
Don't
Wait, what's-
do that.
Farroah,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
it's what you use, but it's in a circle.
You must have
That's
seen it
not what
before.
I use. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Everyone's
I don't
seen
know
it.
what you're talking about. Genuinely. You can't tell me I use it. What? What's going on here?
He said, not me, not today. He heard it's unhygienic and said, nope. No. Okay, well,
Is that all of them?
yeah. That was sweet, innit?
That
See,
was
we're
wild.
good peoples. We're good peoples. How's your week been, Farroah?
It's been good. It's been busy.
Have you been
up?
blessed
I've
this
been
week?
very blessed.
What do you have to be thankful for this week?
That I'm here on the pod.
Wow.
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 I'm blessed.
It's a blessing.
How have you guys' weeks been? Ladies.
I feel like my week hasn't started.
What?
Well, actually, yes, I had a bit of an issue.
It's like midweek and that.
Well, I mean, I know.
Coming to an end.
It doesn't feel like Wednesday, though. Let me tell you guys what happened to me. So I have a car that the diesel filter is in a place that is too far from the engine. No car person should come and say, oh, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's something like that. All I know is that what happens is that if it fills up, I've been paying £600 for them to clear the filter. So they told me and my partner we have to do long drives at least once a week. When you're living in these areas, there's no long drive to do. So every time the amber light comes on, if it goes red, you're paying. We've done that twice now. Yesterday, amber light came on. I said, not today. My Lord, oh my God. I jumped in the car, hopped on the A2 to do a long drive, which was very annoying because I had no business being there. Spent money that I didn't have. But it's very stressful, so I need basically a new car.
Oh, I like that car that you never let us get in.
We're always in it.
No,
We was
lies.
in it.
You're always in my car.
We was in it just the other day.
So that wiped out your Monday and Tuesday.
Well, it wiped out my Tuesday.
Must have been stress.
It was very stressful because it's an annoying thing to think about, knowing that at any point that light can come on, and I've now got to start thinking.
That shit just merged both your days.
Literally, I just feel like I'm here now. I'm like, oh wow, it's Wednesday, so I've not really
Not much.
done much. But you've been busy.
Yeah, how's your week been?
Yeah, work.
Shaneka's always busy. My biggest ick with Shaneka. My biggest ick. Should I tell you my biggest ick with you?
What?
She doesn't know how to communicate with that blasted phone.
It's broken anyway.
I hate it.
It's
Can't.
Why? What happened to
I
you?
do communicate.
Dropped
Oh.
She was in a car crash, everyone.
Oh my gosh! What the hell?
Swear down.
Oh my!
Mash up her phone, airbag,
We are
car.
Listen, we're
got
editing
whiplash.
now.
We're not.
Yes, we are.
You got whiplash.
Get a claim, get some money up. Just joking.
Yeah. I was in the car. What's going on here?
I got whiplash too.
Look at these fraudsters.
My back. Take a couple of days of work.
First, remember I was there.
I remember that.
Was it
Listen.
that accident? Oh my god.
Yeah, you know it's a severe one because I don't remember when
Yeah,
you said it.
exactly.
So,
That's like you tried to put it right. Tried not to.
traumatic and that. So.
I hear you. Now, that was a long. We should talk about that one day.
Yeah, one day.
That was a that was a long one still.
That was, but God's got me.
Yes.
That's good. You're blessed.
Yeah.
It's good.
But this week has been slow, to say the least.
So
I started a new job. I'm deciding whether I like it or not.
look at this. All this is money, by the way.
Congrats.
What's money?
New job
You're
teams.
blessed in that, isn't it?
What?
Are you happy? Why are you frowning?
I know.
Smile up, man.
Isn't it?
Come with some tea. Well, go on for you.
She's
Yeah, you need to.
What do you mean?
What?
A
I am
whole new
happy.
job
I
and
just
that.
said I'm not sure if I'm enjoying it or not yet.
Can you imagine some people struggling to get one job?
I'm saying.
This girl-
People got fired. Yeah, people got fired.
You're lying.
Is it?
Oh, I think I read about it.
Is it?
3,000.
You're lying.
What? Yeah.
And you kept yours.
Yeah.
See that? See
Wait,
that?
wait,
Where's
wait.
No,
see?
no,
See
no,
that? You
no,
see
no,
that?
no,
You
no,
see
no.
that? You saw that? He tried to, obviously.
Obviously,
but
I'm an
it's-
asset in that place. They ain't losing.
Do you know what? Yeah, that actually we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to
Yeah.
self-worth and valuing yourself because it's very important actually to. It's good to say that. It's good to know your worth. Yeah, 100. Okay, so I was actually at a barbecue it's quite some time ago, but things that annoy me, I say it was recently because it just feels like it was not long ago, but it was legit a couple of years ago. But it made me think about, on reflection, at the time, so long story short, I was in a barbecue, one of my friends, so it's like a dark-skinned, beautiful fella come and just said hello to me, like a school friend, was catching up with him, and it was me, another one of my friends, so me and two of my friends, basically, and he spoke to me, he was just like, hey, how are you, like, catch up things, and
What
then
school friend?
should we just be saying names?
Wow. Is that what you're trying to do?
What's wrong with this girl?
Oh. It's just...
You actually went to one of his events the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that was not the other day. That was
the
definitely
event that
the
I
beginning
saw.
of the year.
Huh?
No, was it? Are you
Oh,
seeing that any again?
sorry.
Listen.
No, so I saw someone. No,
Okay,
I
where
know
about-
someone that saw. Okay.
Okay, wow.
Oh, okay.
She
I
be
know.
outside.
It wasn't
Okay.
that one. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, yeah, she's a different one. Yeah, she'd be
them
outside.
anyway.
So, okay, so basically the guy was just saying hello, then his friend spoke to my other friend. So one of my friends was just left there standing. Now, at the time, I was very much I didn't really deep it, but then later on, she was just like, don't you think that was very rude? And she lent it towards the fact that she feels like colorism, that they feel like, because me and my friend are similar complexions, and then the friend that no one spoke to is darker than both of us.
Only by not tremendous.
Yeah, regardless, this is the situation. So, in her eyes,
Saying it was rude.
so she, the friend that no one spoke to, she was just saying that she feels that, if she was light skinned, I don't even consider myself to be light skinned. I'm putting it out there from now, just saying. I'm not. Thank you very much.
don't think she's
Thank you,
light-skinned?
Farroah. Thank you. Because I've got too many of my friends be trying it. I'm not light skinned at all.
Maybe like in the winter.
Jesse.
Don't do that. What are we doing there? You can't just be... What the heck? You can't just be calling up on he said he's busy. Are you crazy?
You're not light skinned. So what are you?
Are you mad?
He's
what
got to check the meaning of light skin. See who's
I-
comes up and that.
She's definitely light skinned.
No, I'm not
Stop
light
it.
skinned. I'm not light skinned at all.
She's definitely light skinned.
You're a solid brown.
Thank
Solid.
Farroah. Please.
Solid brown.
Please.
She's light skinned.
No, I'm not.
Solid brown.
Thank you. Oh,
Facts.
see, my friends be haters. Yeah, they always be trying to put me in.
In the light skin.
You're mixed
bracket.
race,
You're
to
not.
be honest.
Ooh,
So anyway, I don't personally consider myself to be light skin, but I know that, whatever. Anyway, so her idea was, she was a bit concerned. She felt that, there was like a situation and she felt that it was based on her skin tone that they couldn't even say hello. And in my mind, I thought, actually, if she was a mixed race or a very light-skinned girl next to me, I'm sure one of them probably would have said something. And it made us, over time, I feel like I've been looking at things, and I do feel like colorism within the black community exists hugely. And I do feel that men, I was having this conversation with one of my friends, a male friend, the other day at lunch actually, and he was saying that, I was suggesting that I do feel like you guys, if you think about your trophies or the girls that a lot of black men are with, 9 times out of 10, they're very light-skinned. Hardly ever they're with like a dark-skinned woman. And I feel that that's an issue, because I wouldn't even necessarily say it's a problem if that's your preference, but I do think there's a huge shift, and I think colorism exists heavily in our community. What do you think?
I agree. I agree. Like, I definitely feel that the lighter complexion is looked on more than the darker. It's more preferred than the darker complexion. If there's a group of girls and there's a group of guys, chances are, if there's a group of girls and it's a mix of light-skinned and black girls.
Sorry, wait, light-skinned girls are black?
Yes, I mean, like light-skinned and darker-skinned girls, sorry.
Depends, not all though.
Not mixed race. I'm not talking about mixed race. I'm talking about black girls that are just fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that chances are the lighter skinned girls are more likely to be approached than the darker skinned girls. But why do we think that is though?
I think we should ask our fellow chocolate man.
You're asking me why?
Okay, first of all, you tell us, do you have a preference, honestly? And amongst your circle of friends, would you say that you can agree with us? And if so, why do you think that is?
My circle of friends are different. I don't agree. It varies. But
okay.
You know what it is, yeah? There's 2 things that you mentioned. One, is that I think it's not the majority of men, but I think it's what's publicised. So that's what we see.
Okay.
And then secondly, I think a lot of people that don't make the limelight actually do just kind of like pick and choose. There's not really much of a preference.
Okay.
It's unfortunate because some of the louder guys tend to be very, like, it's almost like the guys that want the light-skinned girls, they have to be vocal about it. They've got to show you, yo, this is my light skin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas somebody else ain't necessarily gonna parade their partner like that. It's just it's a normal thing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's certain guys that are like, light skin. It's like
do you think there is a bias? Do you think it's preferred? Yeah. Why? Why do you think?
That's just got to come from slavery.
Yeah.
That's just racism. It's just racism and slavery. Because I think in the Western culture, they've spun things in such a way where it's always glorified them. It's always glorified what they look like, where they come from, their heritage, their skin, their hair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same reason why probably like, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30, 40 years ago, it was unprofessional for a black woman to wear her own natural hair in the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was more seen as professional to do the straight hair thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100.
But funny enough, there's still like little hints of that. So like, for example, I remember being in my workplace. When I started my workplace about 6 years ago now, I had my beard, and I remember the assistant manager in my place said to me, oh, beard's grown a lot. But he said it in such a way where I knew he was shading me.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else that had their, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like low cut.
Right. And where like there's a lot of people, it's like corporate settings, they shave their beard, like they're clean shaven. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember that because it's like they want you to assimilate. And that's the thing, as black people being minority in this country, we're seen as obviously the minority, but we need to almost like try to assimilate. But it's just fast forward to now, we're sort of like creating our own lanes where we don't have to assimilate.
But do you not, I feel that colorism is amongst us as black people a lot.
Yeah, but that's just because the slave mentality is still here. It's like when I was saying to my brethren the other day, I was like, I'm not eating ackee and saltfish.
Why?
Because saltfish. What the fuck is a saltfish? You can't see no saltfish swimming nowhere. What the fuck is a saltfish? If Armageddon hits, the saltfish is going to be the only thing that you can eat, because you just boil it down and all of a sudden you can eat it. That shit will last like 10, 20, 30 years. It don't go off.
Sure.
Wait, so because you're putting me off
for a long time. I'm not gonna
Why
lie,
am
growing
I
up.
eating saltfish? What is that?
Okay, but why is that a Jamaican dish? Because you know I heard something similar about oxtail, and everyone, I heard.
Do you know what? No difference. Same thing with oxtail though, because it's the tail, right?
But where's the oxes?
I'm saying no, but do you know what it is?
No, we don't need ox. We don't. Wait, where's the rest of the ox?
No.
We don't need ox go or
Do you know what it
ox
is?
anything.
Do you know what it is? Obviously, them things there from slavery. The slave masters had the portion of the cattle, and then everything else just got passed down to the slaves.
But right now, where is the rest of the ox going? Because people don't eat ox.
But this is the thing, though. This is why the culture that we built from there, right, has been maintained, but it hasn't been updated. It hasn't been moved forward. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like when
How we wouldn't move it forward though, because in their minds, like if we're going back, this is our culture. This is what we know.
It's not even our culture; it's theirs.
Well, no. Do you know what? No, it is ours, because it's like we made the
we
best
adopt,
of a.
This is what we adopted. If
Okay,
you go to your grandparents, they're not going to start saying, "Bring in the fresh meat." They're going to tell you, "Where's the oxtail? I'm cooking."
But wait,
They're
guys.
gonna buy oxtail.
They're gonna buy
But
oxtail.
guys, but listen to what I'm saying. If we're eating the tail of the ox, where's the rest of the ox? Where is the rest of? No, but seriously. No, guys, no. Think about what I'm saying. Are there bare oxes will come in hotels? No, seriously.
What?
You gotta think about it. You know, like there's a lamb. We eat the leg, we eat the neck, we eat all parts of the lamb body, yeah? So, sorry, vegans and vegetarians, but when a lamb's killed, that sounded really bad. We know all the pieces of the lamb are getting eaten.
Yeah.
We don't eat ox neck, ox belly, ox anything else. So where's the ox? Are all oxes walking around tailless? Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, I don't actually know the answer to this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually. That's a good question.
Because I don't know anywhere where they serve ox meat.
Thank you.
Is it
I wanna
called
Google it.
ox meat?
I don't know.
I've never heard of ox meat.
I've not heard of ox meat. I've never eaten ox meat. So I just want to know, is every ox tailless?
Oxtail. No. They can't be chopping off that many tails.
Oh, is it even ox
Can they
anymore?
survive?
This is the problem. Are we even eating oxtail? Because also, when was the last time you saw ox? What does the ox look like? No, guys, we need to unpack this. I'm getting concerned.
No.
What does it say?
No. Is it?
It says an ox is a castrated and domesticated male cattle that is used in farm operations. However, there is an increasing variety of farm animals, so the term ox can include bison and buffalo as well.
So we're eating buffalo tail potentially. Huh? Yeah, because it says it can include. They can label it as oxtail, but it might. Wow.
It says, can ox meat? It tastes like beef, which makes sense because oxen are cattle that have been trained as draft animals. Oxen are usually eaten after the ox can no longer perform its drafting duties. Despite its meaty flavour, ox can also have a pronounced gamey taste, but the heart is splendidly beefy.
Well, that went left. We digressed, but that was interesting.
But yeah, anyway, let's get back in the...
So basically, you're not eating saltfish anymore.
No, I'm not eating
You're not into it.
No, I'm not eating that.
And you believe
cook
it's...
you some and bring it down.
Stop the foolishness.
But saltfish and fried dumpling bangs.
I'm not eating saltfish.
Differently.
I'm not eating saltfish.
But wait,
I'm
solely...
not eating
Is it
saltfish.
solely because of the slavery thing?
Nah, because what is saltfish? What is that? Nah, you lot.
It's true though. It's also
I'll tell you why. I'll keep it real. Yeah, I said this to my mum. My mum was chefing it down one time. It must have been like nearly 10 years ago now. I came downstairs and I said to my mum, "I'm not eating no saltfish again because I don't know what that is." I tell you why.
And what did she say?
One time.
Yeah.
No, she tried to debate me on it.
Not using your own words.
Listen.
Because that accent is dreadful.
Yo.
You need to babe.
Yo, listen.
Slow down on that.
Listen.
That's so acceptable.
I told my mum and she had to accept it because I wasn't consuming that one there. I tell you why, yeah. Obviously, like, you know, Jamaicans, you'll know this, innit? But when you chef down that saltfish, if you're in the yard and you're in the kitchen and you're upstairs, that is horrific.
Yeah, the smells wild.
That is horrific.
The smells wild.
That ain't normal. If I offered you food and it smelled like that, you're not eating that. Oh God, tell me the truth.
No, it's interesting. No, but it tastes banging. I actually made it the other day.
It does. But when you're cooking it down, and you're smelling that, you're not gonna eat that.
Because you know salt preserves food, doesn't it? That's why there's bare salt on it.
Exactly.
That's why we got to boil it off.
Preserving.
The fish.
Because that can preserve. Why is that preserving for so long, though?
It's true.
They could have made that thing there in like.
It's true. Because no salt. No, it's true. Saltfish always be there for time.
I remember seeing that in my kitchen cupboard for a minute.
Tell me this. Have you lot ever seen saltfish gone off?
Never.
No.
You never seen no green shit on that. That shit cannot go off.
It's true.
Alright, flip
It's
it now,
true.
right? Alright, cool. One of my guys at work today, he was telling me that there was some guy who was like, what did he do? I don't know, he worked some job or whatever, like had his suit and like, you know, didn't go back to work, travel for like 12 years and blah, blah, come back to the yard or whatever and like picked back up his suit and his suit had like a McDonald's burger in it. Yeah. Obviously, it had been 12 years, but took out the McDonald's burger and that shit didn't change. It's the same McDonald's
same thing.
burger.
My sister, Cherry, I told you, she left the McDonald's burger in her bag for 3 months. She came back to the bag, like she forgot the bag. She weren't using the bag anymore. She went back to the bag, found the
disclaimer, because I was about to say.
That bag in the crevice on the bag.
Seriously, like she forgot the bag. Like she actually forgot.
I can't know. I was going to say, right, how does that happen?
Sorry.
No, wait, no, guys.
No, sorry.
Please,
you needed to disclaimer that though, so I respect it. Go on.
Yeah, please, I don't have no makeup touch up. Don't make me cry.
You're starting.
No.
I haven't started yet, you know.
Please.
Alright, cool. So she went back to the bag and found the cheeseburger inside the bag.
And it was not mouldy.
And it was not mold. The only thing that happened, it was hard.
That's the problem.
There was no mold.
But that's what
That's
saying.
problematic.
Saltfish ain't gonna go off. McDonald's burger ain't gonna go off. What?
But are you still eating McDonald's?
No.
When was the last time you had McDonald's?
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
What's going on here? No, I stopped eating that like 8 years ago.
No.
Like 7, 8 years ago.
You've never had McDonald's?
Breakfast?
No.
We went to a motive and we all got McDonald's breakfast.
No.
Yes.
McDonald's
Look at you. Look at you. My guy said 8 years.
Me. You lot are lying.
Wait, I'm
You lot are lying.
Do you not remember we went to that bashment rave? And in the morning, we finished. These lot dragged me out my house and brought me home at all 6 a.m.
Yes.
Was that the one time? Was that the one time?
I remember actually. Yeah, I remember because you lot was sleeps.
Don't try it.
Sleeping. It's me one.
Don't try it.
Yeah, I remember.
You see what he's trying to do?
No, I tell you what. The only times I actually have had McDonald's is been like after a rave.
Which is every weekend.
No, it's not. Don't even rave no more.
Every weekend.
This guy.
No.
Friday, Saturday,
That's you.
Sunday.
That's you. I leave that to you now. But more time, I genuinely, throughout the past 8 years,
You're not a regular McDonald's
I
goer.
probably had McDonald's like 3 times.
Okay.
But I genuinely like just. I
You're
just
on
don't
it.
eat
But you eat clean, you gym. Do you want to flex a bicep for the camp? No? Okay. I see how you sitting though. He's trying to.
up the biceps
He's trying to.
and that.
He's trying to.
That's just what we're doing.
Free it up.
Yo, look up here, brother.
You thought you could ask Jesse of all people.
Go on. Are you going to take
Okay, make sure the
I
mic.
ain't gonna eat that though. No.
Make sure the
Are you
mic's.
going to take your jacket off? Okay. No.
Make sure the mic's up just in case. We want to make sure we're getting all the good stuff, you know?
I just wouldn't eat the saltfish though.
Okay, that's fair enough. I don't know how. I do not know how we spent so talk about saltfish. Meanwhile, I was coming with some serious topics.
I'll tell you properly.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why, is because it ain't got no enzymes in it. And if your food doesn't have enzymes, it reduces the body's ability to digest it. So you see, like if you cut an apple and the apple turns brown quickly, right? That's the enzymes. But because it goes moldy quickly or it'll brown off quickly, that means the body can actually digest it very quickly. So it's good for you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you've got food that hasn't got enzymes.
Tell me some more foods that don't have enzymes. You don't expect that question, was you?
A lot of meat has less enzymes than like your fruit and veg. Fruit and vegetables.
That will make sense. That's why meat takes long to digest.
Right, exactly.
What was you gonna say? What was she gonna say?
No, I was going to say, so does that mean white meat has more enzymes than red meat? Because apparently red meat takes longer to digest than white meat.
You can't quote me on that, but I would assume so.
Are you a nutritionist or not?
No, I'm not.
Are you a fitness?
Disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist.
Are you a PT or not?
Yeah, I am.
So you should know.
Why?
Because you train people.
I train people.
So you should know what we're supposed to do in our bodies.
Nutrition.
Wait, would you train me? I've got a PT, a female PT, but would you train me?
Yeah,
for free?
He even done.
He said, because I've got one more. Oh, okay.
I'll train you occasionally for free.
My more messages still.
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, colorism definitely exists, and I feel that it is an issue in our generation, our community, within us, and I do feel like I don't know. I do think it's a major problem. And I ask so many black men, you know.
Do you think? Can I ask? I know this is like we've been on this topic for a while, but do you think that it's because of the angry black woman narrative? Do you think that it's because of the angry black woman narrative that a lot of people guys like to push?
No, but I would suggest if that was going to be the case,
because do you not think? I feel like psychologically, for example, in a situation, a guy feels like if he goes and speaks to a light-skinned person, they're likely to be more maybe polite and pleasant.
No, I think they're more like they think they're very cute, so they're a bit more stush. But if in that,
I feel like even if they think they're stush, and even if they say something cheeky, it's not as harsh as if a dark-skinned girl.
I would suggest that if that was the case, they're more likely to go for a white person, in the sense of
this is what some of them are saying now.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That I don't think that's necessarily. I think if you feel black people have an energy about them, you're more likely to go for a white person. Full stop. Not a black person, because you say that you're gonna get the similar vibe. I would suggest. You don't think?
So. I think that is.
You get the water down to.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about mixed race. I'm talking
juice,
about a light skinned person.
Yeah, like dilute juice.
No, but I'm not talking about a mixed race person. I'm talking about someone that has a black mum and dad.
Oh. Depends on how they've been raised.
But why is it any different to how a dark-skinned person would have been raised if they've both got black parents?
Different. This is a lot. But this is the thing.
Oh, because of their light-skinness, they got slight privilege.
Right, no, not even privilege. But this is the thing I would say, yeah. Black people...
Bring the mic up, brethren.
Sorry. Black people on the whole, yeah, we are, I think, hands down the most diverse set of people there are. Mm-hmm. You can't cloak us into like one little demographic.
Yeah.
All black people are like X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much variety within us. And within
100%.
other cultures, there's not even as much variety or spectrum. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these, not all black people are the same. Some of these are different.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They're different. So if some black people got
know.
black mum and why would I know?
Why would he know?
Because, you know...
What are we doing here?
What we're doing. This is what we're doing.
Well,
no. The reason why I say you would know, like all jokes aside,
Are you actually trying to
you
justify that?
No, you have a lot of friends.
Yo, so do you.
No, I don't. You have a lot of friends that are like different. You meet a lot of people, even in like the job you do. You meet a lot of people from different like walks of life and stuff. So.
okay, so
So do you. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
well.
No,
Okay,
but
so
colorism
moving on
is-
then. Okay, so if we're
colorism is a serious thing, and it's not been as bad as time's gone on. But before early days, it's always been a thing.
100%. Okay,
I
so
can understand how your brethren feels.
Yeah.
Because I was that guy.
oh, talk to us. This is
No,
therapy.
I was that guy.
Come
Serious.
on,
No,
tell us
serious.
about it.
So
Was
my
you not
brethren was
favoured?
light-skinned.
Oh yeah,
getting
but these
all
days,
the
see how the
girls.
dark.
All of them. Vex. You get me? I just get my little piece. You get me? I was always getting peace for the camera, but
He did.
I just get my
Farroah
little...
said, "Don't get it twisted, I was
saying?
still getting something."
Still getting some, but you get me? Just on a generic thing, like, allow it, man. That's why I'll get onto my light-skinned brethren
No,
now,
but look
'cause
now.
we're in fashion. He wants to be doing up... Allow it, man. Let me clean up shop now. Sit on the sideline.
He said now
Out
we're
of
in fashion.
now.
Yeah, but do you not know? Do you see how
Times changed.
darker men are now really popping? And light skin men, no one's got time for them and their little Chris Brown behaviours.
Charlene.
No, he's not. Oh, you think everyone's light skin? She's trying to say Lavoie's light skin. He's not. He's brown. Do you know what light skin is, Shaneka?
Clearly.
Literally. Okay, so similarly on a similar topic, but moving slightly, colorism. How has that affected how you choose your partner, if it has? Is that still me? Yeah. Or would it affect how you choose your partner?
That's a difficult one, you know.
He's thinking of all the girls he talks to. He's trying not to offend anyone.
No, you're
He's doing no offence.
You're
He said-
Gino. You're Gino.
Stop it, he said.
No, stop the foolishness. How would it affect? No, the answer is not that much. I don't think it's going to affect that much. Because I think anyone who I pick or I'm interested in, there's a mutual, like there's a
Connection.
yeah, there's something mutual. Like I don't find.
So
myself running
what
after-
make like how do you go about? Obviously, I believe choosing your partner wisely is very important.
Yeah.
And I was looking at actually, I think me and you spoke on it the other day. We were talking about the possibilities of your partner and knowing how much your partner can change, and still wanting to be with that person despite you not knowing what they might be like in 5 years. So for you, how do you go about, what processes or boundaries do you put in place to try to navigate if that's my person? After you caught a vibe.
You got to see obviously the vibe is important. You got to see the mindset of the individual. So like 9 times out of 10, it's what like is coming out of their mouth about the projections or opinions and feelings that they have. Because you might have a thought or a feeling or an opinion and act on it in 2 years' time.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? But that's something that you've projected. That's something that you've spoken about. So the mindset of a woman is going to be very important to getting like an insight into.
So her values, are you high on values, or do you feel like you can be very different? Like your partner doesn't have to have the same values or morals as you do.
No, they've got to have similar values though.
Okay.
Yeah, very.
Why? Why can't?
Because I feel like I've been not unfortunately. It's fortunate for me because I don't feel like it's unfortunate.
Sorry guys, I just didn't realise how I got here.
That's why I gave you more. You was asking me why you're filling up the cup.
Oh, that was your heavy hand beforehand, didn't it? Yeah, so it makes sense.
Sorry, Farroah.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah,
Your partner.
It's a case of
Having the same.
got our similar values, because otherwise you just disagree on like just wild things. Like I don't want to be caught up in a place where I've chosen my partner, and then like years down the line, we have children and stuff, and I'm saying my child is not doing that. And
Okay,
you're saying,
but have you thought
no,
about the
my
fact
child
that
is.
people change? So what if when you like, have you considered the fact? 'Cause I don't think enough people consider change happens.
Yeah, it does.
So do you have non-negotiables that would mean that I couldn't be with this person if, or are you quite reasonable? Are you quite like, you know?
I'm reasonable, but I'm unreasonable with certain things.
Okay.
But I off top, I'm not even going to be able to list nothing that I'm unreasonable. You'd have to throw some
Yeah.
stuff out there.
Okay, so it just
But
depends.
Yeah, there's certain things
Circumstances will.
yeah.
So does that mean you do have non-negotiables?
Yeah.
I had the same friend actually that I went to lunch with. We was talking, and he quite honestly was saying to me that he wouldn't, not that he wouldn't, but he was saying that it's a big ask. Because I was talking about one of my friends who have children, and he was just saying how a woman that has more than one baby father, for him's a no. And he was saying that, and I was saying it's not fair because people make mistakes, people change, and he was saying that as a man, you guys have ego, and he was like, there's a lot to have to consider with too, and he also feels like the choices you've made shows him the type of person you are. I thought it was a very unfair statement. 'Cause I feel like, what if you've just made mistakes?
It depends on where he's at though in life. Because like, for example, he might be in a place where he doesn't feel like he has to deal with that at the moment. But like, let's say fast forward, let's say
Bomba.
your legs crossed. You know,
I know about.
It's nice now, isn't it? Comfy.
Yeah, sorry.
One more time, she hasn't. Yeah, it depends on where he's at. Because he might not feel like he has to compromise on that.
I agree
at
with
that moment in time. But
True.
what I would say is you should always actually be open to change. Because what I was talking about when I was 20 is not, do you know what I mean? What I'm talking about.
So has a lot changed for you in
everything
terms of your
changes.
prospects?
Yeah, everything changes. In 10 years, your prospects of a partner, whether you've been in something and it's gone left and you're in something else, that's naturally going to change. It has to. It has to. Do you know what I mean? Because your options and your selection is different. Do you know what I mean?
So that's fair.
Yeah, you might have to change it. It depends on how old he is and where he's at and whether he has children.
Yeah, he doesn't have no children and he's
So
32.
then, So then for him, he's probably thinking, like,
That's too much to have to consider.
yeah, at this moment, at this point in time, if you drop 10 years on him,
He might. What you trying to say? So if I'm desperate, I'll take it. He said, "Well,
listen,
What? If he's desperate, he'll take it.
yeah," because he said in 10 years his mind might change. I was like,
I'm
so
not gonna say like desperation. I don't like that way of putting it, but
essentially,
you also have like you have a selection to pick from, innit? And you actually have to pick from it. And I think
But don't you think some people are actually cool with like, no, I know what I want and I'm not just gonna accept or settle. Like some people actually, there are actually females that
bare females.
die old,
Yeah.
and it's like there was no one because they were doing up. Oh, he needs to be rich.
so
He needs to
glad
have
you
this.
said
He
it.
needs to have that. He needs to.
So glad you said it.
Why are you so glad I said it?
I couldn't have said that.
No, but it's true.
But I
There
respect
are
it.
Yeah,
females
100%.
that are 100% on. He needs to have this. He needs to be here. He needs to be there. And I'm not saying don't have don't have your non-negotiables, don't have your preferences and what you're looking for. But sometimes it's just a bit unrealistic.
But that's why.
And not
some
even
of them will be
unrealistic. I
alone.
wouldn't necessarily say unrealistic. I would say that, unfortunately, in my opinion, those guys are not necessarily looking for that type of girl.
Some of them will be alone. That's why.
that's the reality.
That
Some
is the
people
reality.
will just be alone. But I don't know. Do you think women could do more to assist in a guy's picking process? So do you think that, it sounds really ridiculous, but people be doing this, but do you think that women have to kind of present themselves
Well,
in a particular way for a guy to even want to be interested. So, you know, like...
Yes.
So you don't... Why? Why couldn't I just...
But when you say present them... When you say...
Present themselves. So what? Woman's supposed to be looking back down and...
Yeah.
Not looking...
What? No, as in, man, what about...
What man she's going to catch?
No, when I say...
You mean in terms of...
myth.
No, wait.
It's a myth, brother. It's a myth.
Not in terms of looking pop down, but for example...
Like,
what about her lifestyle?
Like, what about just very basic, natural stuff? Everything.
What about
just
her lifestyle? Like,
relax.
what about if...
different? Not natural in pop down. I thought you lot were asking me like that she has to like look after herself. Like,
Yeah, but everyone's version of looking after themselves different.
it's true.
So when I
But
say...
that's why some guys will be attracted to a certain type and not attracted to a certain type.
Yeah, but I feel... Yeah, that's why I'm asking for Farroah in particular.
Oh, okay.
For you, do you feel like, for example, when women go out, we obviously, you know, make it effort, you get ready, boom, 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 boom. And you're likely to... Men love to say, I love my woman natural, but then the girls you draw in the club will have everything happening.
Yeah, but you can't avoid that. It's
You
not
can.
avoidable. No, it's not.
Of course it is.
It's not
What do you mean
avoidable
it's not
nowadays.
avoidable?
Every girl has everything done. Or not everything, but they've got like the basics. And the basics before, back in the day, were like bare bone basics, innit?
Yeah.
Like proper natural.
Yeah.
But the basics now is literally like a full face. That's the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but then
why-
what-
so
your
why do you-
children in school.
So why do you
like,
have that at home though? Why is that what like? So why is it that like the one that you want to take home should have the bare minimum, like the bare bone, like back then?
But the one
But
in the
now,
club or the
ones in
one you're
clubs
liking
that
on
you're
Instagram.
talking to, you're approaching, you're...
Yeah, because us men, we deal with what we have in front of us. We can't just create you lot. The fuck?
Okay, but if you're in
This is our selection.
But in
as
the
a man,
selection,
as
you're
a
not
man,
going for the
I'm
natural,
not gonna
babe.
go without.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick.
All right,
I'm
but
just
out
gonna
this.
pick the most that's to my liking.
All right, but out the selection.
Women do the thing where they're gonna go without. They'll be like, nothing in my selection. Alright, I'm out. Men
Okay,
don't do that.
you don't.
We'll
But
pick.
out of the selection, you're still picking the ones that look in a particular way. So in a club, I've been out, and there's some girls that are very natural looking. As in, like, you know, very like not that much makeup, maybe natural hair, not doing too much in the outfit. You're not drawing her though.
No, wait, the outfit thing. Why did you mention that? Now you're trying to bring her down.
No, you're just saying that.
No, you're trying to make the thing meaty.
No.
What are you lot doing? What's going on here?
No, not making it.
No, I'm
I'm
just-
still not be like.
No,
still
but you
dressed
know
to the
what I
nines.
mean is in no, because some girls overdo it sometimes.
Yeah,
They really play it
But there's
down.
a difference. There's a difference because you can overdo it facially, makeup, hair, and stuff, and the attire is meaty. But then you can
But don't you
do
think
it
the
up
hair and the
and
makeup
then,
makes kind of makes up for the meaty outfit?
or in you lot's opinion, you lot drawing girl. Swear down.
No,
Tell me about it. No, tell me about it.
no, we're
I think the
asking
pod would love to
you.
hear that.
Okay, so no, you don't think then, in other words. As a man,
So you think a girl? So basically, what you're saying is, you guys go out, you see girls that the face looks made up, the hair looks on point, but the outfit is like no.
You can still see that, yeah.
Okay.
Still meaty. You
But-
can have a face like proper,
yeah,
but the
body.
no, we're not talking about that. But like the way that the dress is, the way that
We're
you
not
dress.
why don't
can
you want
be
to talk
bad.
about that? Why can't we talk about that? So is
one
body
thing at a time. One thing at a
included
time.
in that?
No, one thing at a time. Yeah.
So can a girl have a meaty face, a nice body, and be a prospect?
For who?
You.
I can't
Okay.
speak for other guys.
Okay, yeah, fair, of course. So for you, what is important? So when you're out and you've got your selection, coming up with a celebration box, how are
You don't
you?
like to wrap yourself up like you are. So yeah.
No, we don't wrap ourselves up like a selection box.
Is it? I seen you when you go out. Stop the foolishness.
What do you
Wow.
mean wrapping yourself up like a selection box?
Wowzer. Are we going to just...
What is it? Is it Quality Street? Is it Quality Street?
No one eats Quality Street though.
Is it no one?
No one.
No, but you still get them though.
No one buys it or eats them.
Like they got the orange thing, innit?
that no one eats.
But it's orange.
Yeah.
It's wrapped up in.
Yeah.
But it's orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No, because certain times people can dress in orange. You know what I'm saying? And the thing, you know what I'm saying? She was wrapped up looking to the
Well done, Farroah. Well done. Well done.
For what?
10 points.
For what?
10 points to you.
I also don't know where the
What?
points are coming
10
in.
points
What's
to
going
you.
on
Hear what I'm saying?
I'm
to
just
you,
saying,
man.
like, gal can wrap up, innit? You lot, like,
Okay,
dress
so
to
for
the nines and
you,
that.
Yeah.
so for you, if you're okay, first of all, can I ask you this? Are you ready to settle down, marriage? I've not said how old you are. Just yeah. Are you outside still?
No, I'm not outside.
Farroah lives outside.
So no, if you read the right,
Let's not do that.
okay. He said he looked at the camera and said, "I do
He
not."
said, let's not do
Okay,
that
so in terms
anymore.
of you settling down,
Yeah.
I want to know. The pod wants to know. The people want to know.
Wait, before
As a man with value, and you know,
high value.
high value, for you, are you gonna find your woman in the club? Because you're
Always in the club. Jokes.
It's hard. Like, yeah.
because men want it all.
Likely.
Work.
Possible.
I think work relationships really
You know what it
work.
is? I'm not gonna say it's not like you can't find your woman at the club, but like you have to be open to other places. Whereas before, that's the main place. It's not the main place. Do you know what I mean? Like hobbies, different things that you're gonna do. Those are great places to actually meet people because there's a similar interest. You can easily broker a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in the club element, it's kind of played out. Because you can't disassociate yourself as a man, and really and truly as a woman, you can't even disassociate yourself. So 9 times out of 10, because from the perspective of relationships, we always talk about it from like a man's perspective. You're trying to talk to a girl, you're picking her at a club, etc. But women also are wanting to put themselves out there. They've also got their eyes on people that they see in the club. Do you know what I mean? They're just not going to make that move. Which is understandable, but it's like there's a lot of women that they're sitting there, and because they're not going to make the move on the guy, the wrong guys are picking them, and they're vexed. But they're not going to move to what they think perceptually could be the right guy. So it's still one of them cases where it serves both of us as men and women to open up our perspective and go to different places, because then there's more opportunities for you to actually broker a conversation
and speak. I was actually listening to a very wise man recently on a podcast, and I would suggest I would put this to you. I feel a lot of men aren't ready to meet their person because they don't know their own purpose. And I just find when a man doesn't know their purpose, how are you gonna be a leader for your woman? And then how are you even going to pick correctly? Because if I'm just thinking, if I don't know my purpose, already I'm thinking differently, so I'm picking differently. So I just feel like a guy speaks very often about, you know, how women carry themselves, how women look, what women do, how we speak, etc., etc. You know, the things that are deemed to be liked out there, all these things. But I just feel like, do enough men know who they are and know their purpose? Because how can you pick well if you don't even know what you're doing within yourself? So I would put it to you. Do you think, I'll ask you the question again. You said before you do feel like, yeah, you'll probably settle down. Do you think you know your purpose, or you're in a place where you know who you are, you know what you're doing and why you're here, and therefore you're ready to meet someone that can match you?
With that, yeah, with that purpose.
Short answer, yeah.
Okay, I love that though.
Just becoming more familiar and knowing everything that you spoke about before, like purpose, it's important. It gives you direction. And direction is probably the more, I guess, the more you're in line with your purpose, is 9 times out of 10, the more attractive you are to women. Because there's not much messing about. you're like, that's the
100%.
direction I'm going. And women tend to, I don't know all, but some women at least tend to find that attractive.
Because it's security. It's
exactly. There's clarity.
Yeah, there's clarity. They know where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I would definitely say the more that you get on in life as a man and you do find out that purpose, you do give yourself time to like develop that is essentially the more attractive you'll be to women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The more you like realize that and actualize that and make shit happen, then that's the more they're interested. But it's a bit of a catch-22 because it's the more they're interested, but it's the less that you can actually play about. You actually don't want to play about. But when you actually want to play about, there's less interest.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think
sort of
it's more advantageous for a guy to be more focused, to be more, or
100%.
to know their purpose, because then more women will draw.
Or the right women will draw towards you.
Yeah.
I feel like if you know your purpose, you can't. It's like you're filtering out
But
the
do you
BS.
feel like
if you know, but
if you know your purpose, it doesn't necessarily mean the right women, because every girl wants a serious guy. No one wants a nonsense.
I don't believe so. And not every girl wants a guy with purpose. A lot of girls just want guys that are successful, which is something that the guy on the podcast was discussing. So I feel like if a guy has money, that doesn't mean they know their purpose. But a lot of women still want you. We're not talking about you being successful.
Because in a female's mind, right? If you've got a lot of money, they will assume that you know
that's
your
what
purpose.
I'm saying.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
so
but
it ties
no, it doesn't.
But that point there, it's like the assumption is when you have the riches and the success
that you
have obtained your purpose.
Right.
And that's how you got.
But that's why I'm saying if a guy knows his true purpose, he will filter out the women, because 100 women.
Yeah, obviously he will still pick who he wants, but essentially he will still just get a lot. It's not necessarily going to be the right women that will gravitate towards him. He will get a lot of
I'm not saying it's the right women, but I think within that pool there will be the right woman. It's for you to decide who the right woman is.
I think it might be harder because probably like you see with like I don't know, like who's almost glorified black artists, probably artists or in entertainment, right? They probably find it very hard. Yeah. Extremely hard.
Of course, and a lot of them say, a lot of people don't even fly in the DMs or do these things anymore because you almost think, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. And then even when you are presented, how do you even know which one to pick? You've got too many options
to choose from.
Which is why I think it's so important that I think when you're aligned with the things that you know you need to do or why you're here, like literally, then I think naturally you surround yourself with like-minded people, and it's very easy to cut down those that you can see aren't meeting you there, which is why obviously when I was saying in terms of choosing your partner, I think sometimes people aren't ready to choose a partner and you should just be single. You should just be there, because if I've learned anything, timing is everything. And if
I agree.
If you try to choose your partner before you are ready to choose your partner, it's likely going to be the wrong partner.
So either likely going to be the wrong partner, or there's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of like regret, a lot of suffering inside the relationship.
That's just a part of life. Everyone has to go through that.
You don't though. I don't feel.
I feel like some guys can be a bit more.
You can't know what the right path is if you don't know what the wrong path is. That's a fact.
That is true to a degree, but don't you think at the same time? You hear about
it all the time. The most successful people will tell you they have failed many, many, many times. It's just you see the snippet of their success.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like it's the same thing in relationships. The only way you actually get to know what you want is by bugging something, trying it, and realizing I don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously that goes through. That's trauma. But the point is, it's not. The issue ain't with failing. The issue ain't with bad relationships. The issue is with carrying the trauma and not healing.
100%.
Everyone falls and you get cuts and bruises. The point is your skin can heal.
Because everyone's running away from dealing with the trauma.
Right. And
that's what makes up. And all that happens is life just pushes you
into a cycle. You meet another person, and then those traumas that you experienced in your previous relationship
just come up in a different way.
Come in a new relationship and present itself just in a different way, and it becomes like a continuum. Like see so many, like you can just tell like unhealed females in the comments sometimes, and it's just like, just heal and be happy for someone else. There's always got to be a negative connotation on somebody else's whatever they're doing, and it's like, if you focus on healing, then you understand your outlook on this situation might actually be a bit different. But
yeah, that's what I think anyway. I think most people have to focus on themselves and heal from situation to situation.
Yeah, 100%.
Because otherwise, you're just holding the trauma, and that's the most thing.
I feel that's a problem why a lot of relationships fail. I think that's probably single-handed one of the because of trauma can really mess up a situation.
Because a lot of the time, when you've not healed, you're actually living in fear. You're actually waiting for the same thing, or you believe that the same thing that has happened before is going to happen again.
Yeah.
So instead of just enjoying the experience of being with this new person that you're with, you're
doubt is there.
You're doubting, you're trying to think ahead, you're trying to step, carefully in the hope that you're not going to make the same mistake again. But in fact, you're sabotaging a situation that could actually be really nice.
And I think you see that, that's a sick point, because you get people that meet up with people who are healed, and because they themselves aren't healed, they project what they think is going on.
100%.
And that might not be going on for that person. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So they can't actually see that actual person in front of them is potentially
genuine.
that partner.
Yeah.
Just filled up, like, rather than a lot of the times that people do it, and there's an easy test you can see.
Bring the mic.
There's an easy test that you can see, like you can tell if you're doing it. Sometimes if you're just talking to someone, a lot of the times they're talking and you're not even listening to them. You're actually having a role play of conversation that's going on in your head,
100%.
interpreting what they're saying, trying to think about what they mean behind what they're saying, rather than actually just listening to them.
To what they're
nothing
saying.
going on here. Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes I feel like you can think you're healed and you're not healed, which is why I feel like it took me a long time, but I had to really put it to prayer and really, really focus on, how do you heal yourself? How do I make sure I'm healed before? Because sometimes you'll think you're healed and a situation will present itself, and then your immediate thought, you realise, that's a bit toxic. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And I think, that conversation needs to be had more, because if we were more willing to face trauma and face the issues that are really a problem, we'll deal with the problem, and then you're more likely to have a better success rate in whatever you do, as opposed to a lot of us don't want to admit that there's trauma there. Everyone's afraid to share that part of the story.
If people are actually honest and actually go into a relationship, right, and say that this is what I've experienced and this is what I'm still healing from, it gives the partner, whether male or female, a bit of understanding. Do you understand? And a bit of perspective as to what the person's going through.
But then
they can make a decision that, you're not there yet. I'm not here for this. Let's just leave it at where it is. Or, okay, I like you enough or whatever. I understand that you're not there yet, but I'm willing to work
But
with you
I would argue then you shouldn't be in a relationship. I would argue, because this is the problem. Wait a second. I'm saying that because I feel like what I was saying about us not dealing with our trauma, I think that is the issue. If you've not dealt with your trauma, it's either going to impact your partner more than it needs to. So at some point, there could be imbalance or resentment. There's a difference in, for example, you're not going to forget certain things you've been through in life. That's different, as in the memory still is there. So therefore, you may be more, focused, or there's certain things that you may do differently because of your past. That's different. But I feel like, for example, somebody that is got trauma, which means I don't trust people. If you are not in a position where you can trust people, you cannot enter a relationship. You need to be able to trust. I feel like
types of trauma then.
I think it depends on.
If you're willing to be open to the person and explain, like, this is my trauma, then I feel like it's their choice. As long as you are. But I think everyone
this is what I feel like part of the problem is. if you like someone enough, everyone at the time thinks they're willing to deal with it.
No, some people are.
Huh? That's
Some people are.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying, because when you like somebody enough.
No, but some people are actually. I understand what you're saying by people think that, and I think a large portion of people do believe, oh, I like you enough to be able to deal with your trauma and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also think there are a portion of people that actually are willing to go through it with the person. You hear I hear stories all the time of people that got together. This person had, it wasn't necessarily in the best of place, but they supported them through that process, and now.
I don't know. I think it's a self thing. I feel like it's a self-healing process.
All right, though. Do you know why? Yeah, because the trust thing is a separate thing. You can separate trust and trauma. You can go through something traumatic. The trust will affect your day-to-day relationship. Whether it's like you cannot trust your mum.
Yeah, platonic or 100%.
Too. So trust is a completely different thing. But trauma, if you know that you have to deal with something by yourself, then obviously you've got a responsibility to stay by yourself in order to deal with that trauma. But at the same time, that shouldn't necessarily shield you or stop you from getting into something else. But what you were saying was right, because you've got to be open about it. And if you're open about it, like for example, let's say me and you are talking, right? And I say something and that triggers something in you and you spaz off,
Yeah.
Because you know that that's a traumatic response.
Yeah.
You've got a responsibility to turn around and say to me, listen, do you know what? I kicked off,
Yeah.
but that was something that triggered me.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And hopefully your partner in the same way should acknowledge that, go through that with you and say, okay, cool. I can
I guess it's circumstantial.
So there's clarity around that.
I'm sorry.
And you can grow from that. And the worst thing is, it can make you lot's relationship and foundation even deeper because that person's been there and they've seen that heal, that they see.
I think but that's the thing. I think
years to come. I've seen where you come from. You've seen where I come from. So the level of connection.
I think it's a choice, and it depends on the people.
Right, but rather than when you go in there and you're all good, I'm all healed, you're all healed, we're all good. Everything's nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not reality.
But
trauma bonding is a real thing.
Yeah, no, I think it will come up.
With people because you.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like, because sometimes I feel like trauma can turn into vulnerability, and I feel like sometimes you and your partner can share these traumatic experiences, and you can be like, oh yeah, and then you end up, like you said, bonding off of something that. Is it real or you're just bonding because we've both been sad before? Like, I've been very close to people.
That's not good if it's just trauma bonding.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it's toxic. But that's the reality, because of you find comfort and then they find comfort. I know a couple actually that they both don't get on with their families.
Yeah.
So they found that traumatic comfort in that. And for me, that's toxic. And for me, the reason why there's so much disruption.
It can be, but do you know what it is, yeah? It's not necessarily the thing that is toxic that bonds you, but it's if that thing stays being the primary thing.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
We can move at somewhere because we're like alcoholics that have recovered.
Yeah.
But if
meeting in AA meeting,
you know what I'm saying? You're meeting in an AA meeting. You not stay alcoholics, then that's the problem.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Facts. I think it's the willingness.
Right.
To move
and that's
forward.
Why I think also, as long as you're letting the person know from like the jump,
that this is
right?
the things I'm managing.
I'm not there.
But you're actively also trying to work on it.
Yeah,
100%.
Then I feel like that's a choice for the other person.
I think you've also got to be clear that you're actually actively working on it.
And you've got to actually be working on it.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to, working on it.
Yeah,
but then you're checking the phone every time. Yeah.
Get off my phone.
You know what I'm saying? You're on the same thing now.
Yeah.
Just saying, oh yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Just
but you're not really working on it.
Do you know what I mean? You have to be clear about like you're actually, this is what I'm doing, and I looked into it because that's something that you can actually have a conversation with your partner about. That if they are hopefully kind enough to, you know what I'm saying, you can have a nice conversation about growth and all these sorts of things. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I think even though you've healed, it's slightly different actually, what I'm saying. Because I think that some of the characteristics that you hold now sometimes it's a result of trauma. Do you understand?
A lot of the time it is.
A lot of the time
I think everything is a domino effect, 100%.
Okay, so when you get with a new partner, right, the person that he's necessarily dealing with is a product of the trauma that you've experienced. So even though you're not necessarily toxic and you're going around saying, oh, just, or being that same person, and even in that aspect, I feel like the person also needs to understand. I think we were talking about it the other day, and sometimes the masculine energy, where the masculine energy kind of comes from, why it's there, do you understand? And I think even that in itself, it's not necessarily trauma, but a guy will need to understand, or the person that you're getting with would need to understand where that's coming from and why you are like that. Do you understand? Because a lot of people are not
winning.
They don't understand the masculine energy in a female. It's like, it's too much. Why?
But maybe because with female, maybe we need to revert back to females should just have feminine energy and men should have masculine.
It's a myth.
No, because men also have too much feminine energy. I'm not here for it.
It's a myth.
I'm not here for it.
No,
When you say
that's
feminine
true.
energy, what do you mean?
Like
Like,
I'm seeing just bare things. Like, I'm seeing men now doing expression on their nails.
expression.
Like they paint their nails and draw pictures. It's a form of art. It's expression.
No, stop it. Stop it.
It's a thing.
Not for a straight guy.
Yeah, are you mad?
A straight guy.
A lot of these feminine energies, like men these days are wearing.
Into their feminine.
They are tapping in. They'll be wearing look at the shorts guys wearing in the summer now. They're getting higher and higher. I like. No, they are. I'm sorry. Things are changing to a look at the jeans. Come on.
Skinny bit.
Let me not talk too much. But
Yeah.
things do you know what I mean? And I think.
Yeah.
No, you can't talk too much on the skinny jeans thing.
Oh, why you on that thing?
No, I'm not on it.
You're on that.
I'm not on it. But like skinny jeans has been.
Yeah, but
bare yard man that wear skinny jeans, bruv. They're not feminine. What are you talking about?
it's feminine. It's a feminine thing.
No, that's just
A lot of yard men are not straight though. Should we just put that out there?
You lot lost me now. Shit. Don't talk about
Don't you
them
remember
man
where
there.
we worked? Don't you remember?
No, skinny jeans. Them. That's.
But
been
it's
the trend.
feminine.
No,
Nah,
that's been
come
the
on.
trend.
It's like
No, that
guys.
trended.
It's like females these days wearing oversized baggy clothes. It's also quite masculine, and it's like we're
No,
trying
but
to
that's what-
blend.
No, but what you're doing,
But
yeah.
if that-
No, listen.
He said,
The
"Hold
drip
up."
changes. The drip changes. You can't speak on the fact
But
that
for
drip
me,
changes over time.
yeah, but not everything that
The
drip changes. But you
and
got
that
that's
don't
what.
necessarily mean you're male or you're
No,
masculine
but
or
this is the
feminine.
problem. I
This
think
bare
it's
gal in the oversized thing is looking
pause.
cute.
What I'm saying though.
Maybe you like that look.
But wait, what I'm saying
What's
is,
going on here?
I just said maybe.
guys,
What's going on
No,
here?
I'm not saying a masculine girl. I'm saying maybe you just
Oh,
like that
it's
look.
no,
Good
what I'm,
luck.
Shen, what I'm saying to you is
No,
we've
don't
got to
put it
think,
off.
Farroah, we've got to think past it. What is society putting out there for us to like? Fashion's changing, but that is why, because fashion changes, men are wearing skirts now when they're performing.
No.
Yeah, but that's the
Went
same
too
thing.
far.
Is that not happening? Men are
Went
performing in
too
skirts.
far.
It doesn't.
No, but that's not fashion. That is.
It is fashion for some.
Form of fashion.
It is a form of fashion.
No.
I just
You
think
can't-
everyone
Alright,
select
it
the
is,
fashion
yeah,
that
but
they're
do you know what
on.
it is? That's an extreme.
No, it's not though.
So do you think
Hold on,
that a guy
are you
that
telling
wears
me
out-
if a man's wearing a skirt, that's not extreme?
I just feel
Compared
like
to where we've been.
I'm just saying.
So do you think? Can I just ask?
That's
do you think
extreme.
a guy that wears skinny jeans is not an alpha male?
Sorry, no, not tight ones. Get out of here with that nonsense. I don't mind jeans, slim fit, but the ones that are tight, that your bum looks like it's like doing this because they're so tight.
I don't know.
That you've lost your bum. That the bum is stretching. Please. Sorry, we're gonna have to pause.
No, do you know what? Yeah, I'll be real. Yeah.
No, you know what I'm talking about. You know when jeans are too tight and it just.
Listen. Drip doesn't necessarily, not necessarily, it can, but it doesn't.
But you don't have to follow every fashion.
Determine for me, I don't. But like, it doesn't necessarily determine.
It is feminine.
whether
Yeah, no,
someone
come on, you gotta keep it real.
get
Some
me?
things are very feminine.
Some things are.
Some
Like, I
things
think
are.
if you like, as a man, if you were to roll out with like a skirt, painted nails, and etc., then you might be trying to emulate that feminine. You know, you're in touch with your feminine sides.
Why are you don't do that. No one just, guys. Babe, why are you smiling like that? Don't. I don't have a problem with any. I'm sure.
What's going on here?
Charlene,
What's going on here?
Guys,
Listen,
I'm just saying that I do think we've lost in transit somewhere that men are becoming more feminine.
Do you know what it is?
They're not as masculine. Women are becoming more masculine.
Gender roles are now fluid.
Yeah, and
saying.
and it's an
I
issue.
agree.
It's a problem.
Gender roles are more fluid.
It's a problem.
So
I think a lot of it is a problem for
Everybody's open their
people
Bibles.
that you live in the world with. Because for me, like for example, going back to what you were saying, yeah, right, like with the colorism thing, I live in a world where, I'm not tell a lie. This was during lockdown. I was talking with my brethren. Yeah, we was talking about my brethren was talking about how there was a lot of guys that would slate black girls who wore braids. Now, for me, that was mind-boggling to me because I was thinking, who are they and where are they? Because for me, braids, I'm all for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Love her braids. But she was like, oh, yeah, guys are saying this, guys are saying that. Da, 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 da. But for me, and my circle of friends and the world that I live in, we appreciate braids. We appreciate black women that look black. You know what I'm saying? Or have those hairstyles or whatever kind of.
Are you trying to say we don't look back when we got a little weave or...
Wow.
You said it. You said we appreciate black women that look black.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not to say that you that anything else isn't black, but
okay.
All right, cool.
So what does it mean to look black?
No, you don't do that.
Well, I mean, you started it.
I say what I think it means to look black. It means to be reflective of anything and everything that's out there. The reason why is because a black woman can pretty much do anything with her hair
and still look black.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh
beauty
no,
of
just
our
because you
culture.
said.
No, the beauty of our culture is don't try that. The beauty of our culture is a black woman
100%.
can do a variety of things.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you can't have you can't have an Asian doing box braids. It just doesn't, because the hair doesn't hold in a natural format. Do you know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious.
No, 100%.
It's
Okay.
like white people.
Yeah, we are in a position where we can. It's very
A black
versatile.
woman can
embrace
have, and this is what I was talking about in terms of being black. Someone that's black can have the spectrum, a very broad spectrum of where they're coming from or what they look like.
Guys.
But obviously, braids are particularly...
We've really got into it
People
today. We've really got into it. And we actually had so much more to talk about, but we chat too much.
Charlene
And
too much.
did you not hear her shouting at me half the episode? Oh, wait a second. So we actually can't even finish. We can't finish. Well, we can, and then sorry guys, just some management stuff. Okay, go through. We'll have to just run the thing. We had a lot we want to talk to Farroah about. We'll try and get at least one more thing, and we have to cut the thing. Alan. No way. Jesse. What do I do? Huh? What? I didn't. Sorry, guys. Can you all hear me still? Okay. So it was just doing the mad thing.
Charlene, you're gonna have to continue a minute.
What's going on here?
Urgent.
Oh my gosh, this is the problem.
Yeah.
When she got too many children,
Urgent.
she can't hold her bladder. This is problematic. We're gonna have to talk about this.
Set was blown up.
Can you imagine? How dare she just wander off and say she used to go to the toilet? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Well, actually, we did want to just briefly, we won't touch on a couple of things with you. I think more importantly, we want to talk about, obviously you being a black man, we want to talk about the success of black men and the pressure. And I feel like our black men, there's a lot of pressure. However, I think depending on who you are, it may not feel like pressure. So for you, first of all, like, what does success mean to you? Because for everyone it means different things. And then also from that, do you feel like there is a pressure for you to achieve it?
The success, that's a crazy question. I don't even know how to answer that because it's different and it changes over time, and it's changed for me. 10 years ago it changed over time, but for me personally, there is pressure. There definitely is pressure
from society, yourself, family, like where.
Yeah, I think sometimes, a lot of the time, it's just the standard by which you hold yourself to, or the standard by which you want to hold yourself to.
Yeah,
that is majority of the pressure.
Okay, fair.
So, like, the success in that sense, there's pressures. Because I'll be real. I've said this to a lot of women. With black men, if you're part of a certain section of humanity, or you choose to be part of a certain section of humanity, you're very isolated. There's not many safe spaces. Because if you're in a work environment...
No, sorry, pause. Put that down. She's so fresh. But you think this is a bar? You can't just be pouring drinks on set.
I'm stopping you up.
Just, sorry, Farroah.
But,
my mum
what was
telling
I
me off.
saying?
I can't actually believe it.
But,
Sorry.
Pouring a drink on set. What's wrong with that?
Sorry, Farroah. We're talking about success at the moment.
But more time. What was I saying? There's a lot of different scenarios that men can find themselves in, black men in particular. So I don't know. I kind of speak for myself and like my circles in it, because I don't know who's watching, what their opinions are.
Of course, yeah.
But like, I know it can be hard to find a safe space as a black man, because if you're talking to a woman in a relationship, you can't say certain things without her flying off the handle.
Like what?
Like, for example, there's a lot of all right, cool. Let's say your guy gets vexed, and he conducts himself in a vexed manner, like the voice is raised.
To me.
Yeah. Right. So it's not running. You know what I'm saying? It's not running.
Yeah.
But
Charlene, is it running?
it's not running.
No.
It's not running.
What happened to your feminine energy?
That is...
Out the window. So more but more time, sometimes, like, for example, with me now, like, if I'm chill like this, you can tolerate me. But if I just switch it up and like, what the fuck, man? Like, like, you're thinking, raw, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah. But I guess
like
it
that, you know what I'm
saying? If you're swearing at me or you're
Swearing
angry at a scenario.
Yeah, no, it doesn't depend, because if I turn around and say, bro, what the fuck is going on? You're gonna, who are you talking to?
Yeah, because
You're
that's a
gonna do
good. That's a genuine question though. Like, who would you be talking to?
Right, exactly. So what I'm saying is, sometimes as a man, there's a level of base that we have naturally, that persona that we have, that a quick form of just frustration, us demonstrating that frustration, you lot can't handle that. Most women can't, they don't want to handle that. They're like, ooh. And for me, I put it down. I don't know. It could be many things in it. But I think because there's been a lack of father figures in a lot of our lives, a lot of women don't readily know how to handle a man when he switches up and like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
So how would you expect, or what would a guy want for you to feel like, okay, I can go to my woman and express myself in whichever way I want, right? What would you expect her response to be, or what would you like her response to be? In that situation where you're frustrated or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck, whatever, what response are you looking for?
Like, potentially, obviously, at the same time, you don't really want to be disrespected as a woman or a man.
Can't pour drinks on set, but you want to.
Ross. No, you got to put that down. Not after the scene you made.
I know.
You did. You made a scene.
Because we're pouring a drink.
And you just come to rustle up on the Suttons.
Nonsense.
Rustle.
Lord, I'll just starve. Don't worry about
And
me.
I wasn't even pouring a
you're
drink for
moving,
myself.
man.
It was actually for you. Can you see my drink isn't finished?
Don't worry about me. I'll just starve. Go on. Continue, guys.
No.
See a little cute tag team. I see what's going on here.
One time, yeah, it's hard because I can speak about the problems, but we can't necessarily talk about what the exact solutions look like. You have to. It's almost like a trial and error, isn't it? But in my mind, what I think it might just be a little bit of leniency. Like, so for example, if you can tell that your man has reacted off something and there's frustrations there, a lot of women don't give men any leniency when it comes to their expression and being like frustrated. Do you know what I'm saying?
But what is it about?
Okay, so for me personally, I feel like it. Obviously, it depends, and every circumstance is different. But there has been scenarios where I've done something to really irritate my partner, and normally he'll always conduct himself and talk to me respectfully, whatever. So for me, I feel like if he does have to fly off, I know I've probably gone that step too far because he doesn't normally. Yeah. So in that scenario, I feel that he's comfortable to be able to be like, da da da, and I'll be a bit like, okay, sorry, because I feel that
that's not the norm.
That's not the norm.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Like, it's different if every day you're coming home trying to bad me up. So pause. Then we're gonna have an issue. But I feel that if there's an issue and it's isolated, you've vented. There's a line though. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I've said like, okay, but can you not? You don't have to raise your voice. Or I might be like, you don't have to talk like that. However, I would always, in my mind, I'm letting you have it, your forum, and then if I need to apologize, I will, because I know that
you're frustrated.
It's a frustration in the moment, and I know that's not your general way of conducting yourself. So I think in those scenarios, I'm sure, I can't speak for most women out there, but I'm sure enough women would allow you to have your moment. It's different if you're saying, you're not gonna come and be saying to me, "You're a dickhead, you're like that's." Don't call me names. Don't call me names. Yeah, that is mental abuse. Don't call me names.
Facts.
But if you're just expressing, but if you're just expressing a frustration and you're raising your voice because you're irritated and it's isolated, like you're not coming home trying to do that every day. I think that's fair.
But then the only difference I'd say with you is you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? What do you mean?
There's a lot of women that ain't in relationships.
So what does that mean, though?
Oh, so let's say if you're dating...
The guy's there and they just can't manage to... You know what I'm saying? You've been in a long-term relationship. You've been in multiple long-term relationships.
All right, wait, pause. Let's not add the multiple. What are you trying to do here? But I said multiple.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
All right, but whatever it is you're doing, you can keep a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying that certain other guy can't, but what I'm saying is some of them can't. No, because some of these women nowadays be flying off the handle, like on some. Do you know what I'm saying? Even when they know they're wrong, they know they fucked up. They know that they are in the wrong at this moment in time, and this man has the grounds to get vexed. He's not even doing the disrespectful thing like shut your mouth, your pussy. He's not even doing that. You know what I'm saying? He's not even doing that. He's not even doing that. He's doing nah, babe, man. Like you can't be doing. And who are you talking to? It's like what?
Yeah.
Him in his face. Hello, you man. Somebody's gonna be going on a heartless, like serious, like
that brings, but that 100
gonna be going on heartless and like certain.
But that's just pride, right? Or maybe that could be touched on a bit of trauma.
I don't know about that pride thing, bro. But gal and me rolling with the pride thing strong. And
you can't match a male's pride though.
No, but
your pride
don't
either.
mix. That unfortunately, pride and pride don't mix.
Yeah, someone has
pride
to be
barely
humble.
even mixes by itself. You know what I'm saying? One person has
on its own.
Barely
on its own.
Fights with itself.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It actually does. It gives yourself trauma. You have pride and you're injuring yourself mentally because you're just there beating up yourself about things.
Yeah.
And you end up beating up somebody else because of your own pride or your own issues. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you spoke about men having a safe space, but men don't like to express how they feel, and they like to go on to say, us women think you guys try to project that just because we like to talk how we feel doesn't mean you want to talk about how you feel, because men and women are different, so we don't want to. It's not something that you're trying to. It's like men are trying to say, they're not trying to avoid it. It's just not something they naturally want to do. I don't hear that. I feel like you men must need to express yourselves.
A lot of men do. It's just like when women say. Not speaking for all women, but maybe just some. But some women be like, oh, like, I don't know. You know what you lot do? You lot say some shit that you're like, oh no. Like, for example,
are you okay? And we say, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. You don't know you ain't fine. Why are you lying? You're lying. It's a motherfucking lie. No, I'm fine. I know that's how you said that. You know you ain't fine. From when you're asking your woman, are you fine? You already know she's not fine. So
yeah, so then, but then also, why are you asking? Just fix the problem.
Just fix it.
But anyway, but
anyway.
Clarity.
Use wisdom and fix it.
Yeah, but clarity.
You just said we already know.
Yeah, but clarity.
But you already know.
What is the problem? Don't ask, am I okay? Why are you asking me?
Sister.
Okay?
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Ask what the issue is.
No. Not even that. It's a solution.
What's going on?
You're asking for clarity.
Are you fine?
Or
you can ask the same thing bare different ways.
Or better still,
see how difficult you lot are.
Pause. Not even that. Better still, I know you're upset about this because you know what the issue is. Like, for example, me and my partner, we do a lot of time trying to talk and reflect to just to make sure we progress properly.
That's good.
The other day, I asked him something and he responded, and I was a bit irritated, and my mood shifted. I just changed my mood. I just thought I can't bother to talk to you anymore for a moment. So for a few minutes I was there just, tidying, and if you speak to me, I respond normally, and he was just like to me, are you okay? Because since I said that, you've not. So you are being intentional and direct. You know the issue. Don't ask me am I okay for me to say yes. Just say, he directly said, your mood has changed since I responded and told that to you, and then you ask, are you like, is there an issue with what I said? Then it allows me to feel like, okay, I'm not overreacting. Don't gaslight me.
Acknowledge that there is a.
So in my mind, my barrier's down because of you not letting me feel like I've got issue for no reason.
All right, see what you lot are talking about there. Yeah, what you're talking about is a refined level of the questioning, right? Now,
but it changes everything.
It might do.
So that's why.
And you're able.
You're able to ask those type of questions. Everyone went to school. English, you passed.
Don't do that.
With A's and B's and C's.
No,
because what I don't want generic.
Listen, you can't do that. No, I'm not accepting that.
Guys just want to communicate at low levels when you know how to. How do you communicate with your clients?
No, I'm not accepting this.
Okay, what I'm saying is this.
What you're talking about is rubbish.
Okay.
It ain't got nothing to do with school A, B's and
okay,
C's.
Forget that.
That doesn't determine your intelligence in a relationship.
Okay, fair.
Communication I'm talking about. English. Communication.
Listen.
Wait.
You can be very eloquent in English and not be a good communicator.
Fair, 100%. 100%.
But we're not talking about your feelings. We're talking about you asking her about her feelings.
Yeah, but at the same time,
of course, what
you're talking about is emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. Of course.
You could be an A-star student.
Yeah, no, facts. But what my thing is to you is that men, more times, like you just delivered it yourself. You know what the issue is. So my thing is, instead of just asking, "Are you okay?" which 9 times out of 10 she'll say yes. Why not just directly
listen,
deal with the issue?
Let me land. Right, there's levels to this shit. So. You're with a guy, that thing happens, that man don't ask you jack shit. He rolls on with his day. He don't care if you're vexed. Are you happy about that? What would you do in that situation? If he didn't turn around and look to ask you if you're okay.
Is it an isolated incident?
You want to go on with your badness? Go on with your attitude and stay there then. And when you're ready to talk, you come open up your mouth.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Right, you're happy with that?
Yeah, depending.
Are you happy with that?
If I've got the issue and I'm choosing not to talk about it, but however, this is why communication is important, because my partner knows me. So
listen.
No, it matters.
No. Fuck the depending thing. I'm saying, are you happy with your man saying, listen, you can see you're moving vexed?
If
you don't business about you, he's not asking you.
But why would someone, it's like you, take it out of a relationship, even as platonic friends. If you can see that there's something wrong with your friend,
would you
why
not
are you going to say, go on back the day?
She said,
go on back the day.
Do you know why?
She said,
do you know why?
You're not going to do that.
No, do you know why?
You're not going to do that.
Do you know why? You
so
would.
Why,
do you know why you
no,
would?
you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. But you know, like, I'll tell you the reason why you wouldn't. Yeah, because you don't spend that much time with your friends. With your partner, you spend a lot of time.
Yeah, but for
you
me,
ain't got time all day to be sitting there and
no,
pandering.
it's
You
not
might get up
pandering.
and just say, "Listen,
Let
you
me
know,
tell
go into
you.
a bad mood. I see you when I get home. Later, gone to work.
But
you got time for it.
But
You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, are you going to continue? So, for example, on a normal day, right? Just let's stay on that. We're staying on this topic. Yeah. On a normal day, if you usually communicate with her throughout the day, now that you said, all right, whatever, I'm going to work, whatever, we'll catch you when you get back. Are you going to communicate as normal?
I mean,
are you going to continue with your
This is not me personally.
your stink attitude?
oh, now it's not
that's
you
not you.
personally.
It hasn't.
Okay,
I've been
go
giving
on.
you scenarios from the
Okay,
rip.
okay, go
What
on.
I'm trying to say is, if like the initial thing that I was trying to make, the point that I was trying to make here is there's levels. So for example, there's going to be a man, let's call this low level. He would turn around, you're going, he done something, you've reacted, he can see that you're upset, and he's saying, listen, go on with your bad self. You know what I'm saying?
But for me, that's the issue.
Listen,
That is the issue.
Right, that's an issue. Cool.
Yeah.
Right, next level up, the guy might turn around and check on you. He's not saying nothing, but he's checking because you can see your vex. Mm-hmm. Then the next level up might be a guy that does shit for you. Now all of a sudden you can see your vex. Oh, babe, do you want me to do X, Y, and Z? Oh, babe.
But we're not dealing
vexed.
with the
And you turn
problem,
around
we're
and go,
just-
you're not dealing with the thing. You're vexed at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is levels. Then you got a next guy that says, baby, you okay? That's the next level. Then you got the next guy, the next level, that turns around and says, babe, look, I can see that this X, Y, and Z had a reaction on you, innit? Or like, I can see you reacted this, so you might not have like, do you want to talk about it? What I'm trying to say is, there's levels to the thing. And a lot of women talk about what they want at the top tier level, but when the guy is at the level of, are you okay? You lot ain't even enduring with the thing, say, oh, yo, babe, listen, I would rather in that scenario.
Yeah, of course.
you'd
Yeah,
ask
but that's why communication is important.
You never asked me to.
But that, yeah.
doing
That's
what-
fair.
you ve-
But that is why I think a lot
you know what
more
I'm saying? It's
time
mad.
needs to be put on getting to know your partner. So I
Yeah,
feel like
100%.
the more you get to know your
But
partner
it's not just about getting to know your partner.
and communicating.
No, it's not just about that. It's also about growing. Like, it's also about developing.
Yeah,
It's
of
also
course.
about-
Yeah.
It's also about listening. Because
Yeah, men
if
don't
you
listen. Just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah, you lot.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm
you lot
joking.
talk. What's the last thing you listened to your man say? Got a damn thing. You can't remember what he said.
Of
You lot don't
course,
listen
I
for
do.
shoes.
We do.
Shoes or socks. You lot don't listen.
We do.
Listen.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's been interesting because I feel that I've learned actually in this small time doing this podcast. I used to think I had a good understanding, but I really have come to terms that we've had do our second male guest, and I just feel like, oh, men and women are really different, you know.
Massively different. But this is why the most important thing, the most important skill that you can develop as an individual is the ability to listen and to actually take on board. That's the most important
Listen,
skill.
but not everyone knows how to listen.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why
Do
it's
you?
the most important skill. Yeah, I'd say I do.
Give me some examples of what is listening skills to you? How do you?
No, I tell you what, a listening skill, I spoke on it before. A listening skill is actually being able to listen without like the chatter that's going on in your head at that time. Do you know what I mean? And that's a difficult thing to
It
do.
is, because
Yeah.
there
You
are times
actually
when
have to
people are talking, you're
suppress.
thinking, there's a whole narration going on whilst the person's talking. You have your whole mind made up about what the person
Right,
is.
and a lot of the time, I can tell when it's not. I can tell when it's being done to me. You can always tell the difference because, like, you see if somebody's listening to you, they're waiting, they're paying attention.
If they have to cut you, then
Then they're not gonna cut you. They're not gonna cut you because they're waiting. They're like on the edge of their seat. They're
Yeah.
thinking, well, what are you gonna say? Because what you are gonna say is gonna determine the processes that then happen. But the processes in their head and what they're gonna say haven't happened yet because you ain't finished what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
So when you're listening, you're there. You're paying attention. You're not jumping in. Do you know what I mean? You're waiting on what that person is gonna say next. When you're not listening, you can tell. Because you're having a reaction. You can tell. Reaction
100%.
is flowing, thinking,
Yeah.
shit.
Do you know what? That's true.
And the worst thing is you can't even wait to get an. You know what I'm saying? The moment that person leaves a gap to say something, I'm like, well, I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know a good skill, a good way to practice listening skills, is that you repeat back what they've said. So one way I know when I'm really trying to have a pop conversation, what a very good tool to have is so when they've express how they feel, you make them know you're listening and you know you're listening by then saying, okay, so because of what often happens is that us women or the man, whoever it is that's expressing, will read off bare things and the person will just reply to the thing they consider to be most important or they've forgotten most.
One of the things that you just said there is also one thing that I don't like in relationships. Some women tend to do this, only some. I guess some men also tend to do this, but you can't give a lecture because there's a difference between a lecture and a conversation. A conversation is me saying a point, but there's fluidity between when the two people speak. The lecture is when I'm talking and you're listening.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference. Some people, when someone's, they want to give a lecture to their partner and their partner just is not having it. It's like, nah, like what? Well, you done it. It's because that person wants to talk at you, not have a conversation with you. So you got to know also when you're in a heightened state of emotion, when you actually are setting on a warpath to have an unproductive conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you done this and da-da-da, and remember when you da-da-da, at this point, there's no point like that guy even speaking at that point in time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he actually has to receive that information and say, okay, cool.
100%.
And it's vice versa. You got to know, and this is why a lot of it is wisdom. You got to know what to apply, because sometimes you have to give a person the freedom to actually go into that lecture mode, get it off their chest, and turn around and say, okay, I've heard what you said. You said X, Y, and Z. And at that point in time, when you're expressing that vexation,
is that vexation? Did you just?
Yeah. That's the word.
Is that a word?
And if it's not, now it is.
I've never heard.
Putting my name on
vexation.
It. Vexation.
Are we gonna just
we're
put that out
rolling
there?
with that. We're rolling with that. That's what's happening.
Like I said, when I've experienced vexation, I'm gonna pass out.
That's a word.
Okay, go for it. But I've learned something new.
If you experience that, then like you don't, 9 times out of 10, you want someone to validate your reason for the vexation, not challenge it. You got to know the difference. If I feel like you've done something that's really offended me and I'm trying to express that to you, I don't want you to debate me on my feelings, because you can't debate me on my truth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you also got to know the difference between when somebody wants that, and sometimes you've also got to be clear about when you're in that space and what you're looking for. So when you have a conversation with your partner now, that partner turns around and says, okay, I know what mood you're in. Let me give you the space for that.
And that's where emotional intelligence comes in.
Right.
One of the things that I like, not that I like to say, but I find really annoying is when you're trying to tell me how I feel. Don't tell me how I feel. Yeah. If I'm telling you
how I feel is not
has
valid.
made me feel like X, Y, and Z, don't tell me no. What do you mean no?
Yeah.
I've just
you
said
can't
that
just say no to someone's
this
feelings.
is 100%. How.
But men, I feel like they often. I feel like in my experiences of my multiple long-term relationships, apparently, allegedly, I feel like I do feel like it's a place where, you know, the more you that I feel like, I don't like to say all men, but I do think, you know, there's a common theme that sometimes when a woman is expressing how she feels, because a man can't see the logic to her emotions, he's not accepting it. So it's almost just like, nah. As opposed to, for me, it's a matter of, look, if I'm saying that makes me feel type of way, I'm not asking you to tell me if it's right or wrong, or if there's logic to, or what's your reason though, or but why, or I didn't, or no, I want you to acknowledge that that's how I feel, and at that moment, how can we move forward with how I feel? But men, I feel like there's always this, you know, you don't want to always have this logical reasoning that makes it be like whether you're going to validate it on before you decide. It's like you guys are going to decide if I have right to be upset. And then until that moment, if you don't feel I have right to be upset, the conversation hardly goes in a positive way because of you've already decided that's not a good enough reason.
I'm gonna flip the script though, because I think on the woman's side of things, there's a lot of irrationality. There's a lot of like the feeling was a brick, and then this is where the healing and the trauma comes into it. You lot will be bringing feelings that have no business with that man. No business. Why are you bringing that shit to that man?
I'm gonna cry.
You ain't got no business bringing. You're like, what? As a man, just sitting there thinking, Rod,
can I have popcorn?
like what? What does it have to do with me? But you're sitting there, you want to profess your feelings. Acknowledge me. Why should that man acknowledge your unhealed ass? No.
But you're already aware.
It's not every day.
Wait, I'm gonna cry.
It's not every day. It's not every day.
You're already aware.
Listen.
You decided
but you, and this is the problem with you lot.
about it before.
This is why there's the problem with you lot, Sometimes you lot know, okay, be careful.
Yeah, careful now.
Sometimes.
Your fans are watching you. Your fans are watching, so be careful.
Anyway,
6-time Mobo winning.
Platinum.
Listen, sometimes, women can let their feelings run them. Sometimes you lot can let your feelings run wild. And that's irresponsible for you to do. And it's also irresponsible for you to expect that man to deal with it. You lot also have to go. You can't just, it's not a free for all of you lot's emotions. You can't just wake up. You lot be waking up one day having one
It's
bad
true, I
dream,
can't
be
lie.
I agree.
I can't lie.
I feel like this. Acknowledge my.
I be waking up sometimes in a bad mood. I'm just thinking, and
And you want that man to acknowledge
that
you.
can trigger.
Why?
But it's like,
It's true.
I'm in that mood now, so
Yeah,
whatever comes
it's
with
true.
But
It's true.
you lot have to know how to manage your own emotions.
Yeah.
You lot can't expect men to always have to manage your emotions. Because that logical side of things, sometimes women need to snap out of the emotions and understand.
Make it make sense.
The logic thing is king here. This is how, that's not making sense. I'm drawing the line from A to B.
Yeah.
And you can see that your own emotions ain't making sense, but you still want to run with it. Hey, what are we doing here? What's going on? You can see, and the man can point, listen, I've done X, Y, and Z, this, did it. Yeah, but this is how I feel. Allow me, man.
It's true.
You can't expect that man to constantly have to deal with it.
I think a part
So
of it, women
there's
is
a
taking
balance.
accountability is
You have
also,
to. It's a balance.
also quite key. And
Women need to
accepting
put a break
where
from-
we've
a
gone
break from
wrong.
their
I'm
emotions.
quite good at
No, you're not. Let's chill
Yeah,
out.
I am.
All right, guys, hear what I'm saying. We have unpacked so much today, and
Hi. I said I am.
it's been great.
I said I am. Do you have a problem with that?
You are what? You are good at what?
Taking accountability.
She says she is, people.
So, as I was saying, it's been amazing.
I think you are.
The tag team is back. It's been good. Thank you so much, Farroah, for coming. I feel like we just started getting into it. There was so much unpacked, and we obviously didn't get to completely cover everything. However, we obviously we did cover enough that I feel there was lots of nuggets in there. I'm hoping that you guys will notice that we like to talk. So sometimes there'll be things that we'll talk about that is more geared towards how we can help you, and sometimes it's just general chit chat, just for just getting understanding that we're hoping at some point will help everyone.
Yeah.
But
I'm hoping we'll invite Farroah back again.
yeah,
So
would you
come
come
back.
back so we can continue? We had another topic. Thank you. Well, we have been Their Voice, Their Story. I'm Charlene.
And
Invite
I'm
someone else though,
Shaneka.
as well.
Yeah, normally there was two milk, but remember you couldn't come last week. So yeah. Anyway, we love y'all.
We do.
Keep commenting. Keep
Subscribing.
keep sharing.
Sharing.
This is our transparent, uncensored podcast to share our story.